The twin suns rose slow over Tatooine. Sand whispered against the moisture farm walls. A bantha called somewhere far off. It was a morning like any other. Except it wasn't. Inside a small bedroom, 9-year-old Luke Skywalker opened his eyes and screamed. Not from pain, from memory. 60 years of memories poured into his muscle mind like a flood through a broken dam. He remembered Dagobah. He remembered Hoth. He remembered the cold green fire of his own lightsaber slicing through the dark. He remembered Vader. He remembered the words, "I am your father." Luke sat up fast, his small chest heaving. His hands were tiny, soft, no scars, no glove of mechanical fingers. Just the smooth palms of a farm boy who had not yet lived. But he had lived. He had died. And somehow, he was here again. "Luke?" Aunt Beru's voice called from the kitchen. "Breakfast, sweetheart." He froze, Beru, alive. Her voice warm and worried. Just like he remembered before the stormtroopers came. Before the smoke. Before the bones. Tears spilled down his cheeks. He pressed his small hands to his mouth to keep from sobbing. He had a second chance to save them all. But the force inside him stirred, powerful, ancient, and far too large for a child's body. He felt every star, every life, every shadow moving across the galaxy. And somewhere, far away on Mustafar, he felt him. The black armor, the slow, mechanical breath. His father was already hunting, and the boy who would be a Jedi Grandmaster had to learn how to be a child again. Fast. The days that followed were the hardest acting job of Luke's 2 lives. He had to smile like a child, eat like a child, spill his blue milk and laugh when Aunt Beru wiped his chin. Inside, a Jedi Grandmaster screamed for a lightsaber. But Luke knew the rules now. If Uncle Owen saw a spark of the Force, he would lock him away. If the Empire heard even a whisper, Vader would come. So Luke played the part. He chased womp rats. He complained about chores. He asked silly questions about the suns. And at night, he worked. The garage was full of broken junk, old droid parts, burned-out power cells, a cracked welding torch his uncle never used. To Owen, it was trash. To Luke, it was everything. Piece by piece, he built it. A small round ball, 3 tiny stun emitters, floating repulsor lift pulled from a broken speeder. His small fingers worked with the skill of 60 years. A Jedi training remote. The same kind Obi-Wan would one day give him on the Millennium Falcon. The same kind that taught him to feel, not see. By the 3rd week, it hovered. Luke smiled in the dark. Sweat ran down his face. His arms ached. "Hello, old friend," he whispered. He stretched out his small hand. The remote answered. A soft blue stunbolt fired and stopped in midair, frozen by an invisible push. A child's hand, a Grandmaster's power. Then, cold feeling crawled up his spine. Far across the stars, on a black star destroyer, Darth Vader paused mid-step. His helmet tilted. He had felt something. Luke waited 1 full year. He grew stronger, taller, smarter. He learned to hide his power deep, like a stone at the bottom of a well. Then, on his 10th birthday, he packed a small canteen, kissed Aunt Beru on the cheek, and snuck out before dawn. He took the family speeder. He drove west, into the Jundland wastes. The path was burned into his memory. Every dune, every rock, every Tuscan trail. By midday, he stood at the old stone hut. His small hand shook as he knocked. The door creaked open. There he was. Ben Kenobi, younger than Luke remembered, beard still red in places, eyes still sharp. "Young one," Ben said softly, "you are far from home. Are you lost?" Luke looked up, tears already filling his blue eyes. "Master," he said. Ben froze. The wind died. The Force itself seemed to hold its breath. "What did you call me?" Luke stepped forward. His small voice cracked. "I know everything." 3 words, like 3 lightsaber strikes to the chest. Ben's face turned pale. His hand reached for the doorframe to steady himself. "Boy, what are you saying?" "I know about my father," Luke whispered. "I know about Mustafar. I know about the lava. I know what he became. I know about Padme. I know about Yoda on Dagobah. I know about the cave on Hoth. I know about Bespin, and what he said to me there." Ben's knees buckled. He sank slowly onto the stone step. For the first time in 20 years, Obi-Wan Kenobi wept, and the child reached out and held his master's hand. The hut was small, the choice was huge. Ben poured Luke a cup of warm blue milk with shaking hands. The boy held it like a man holds a weapon, steady, quiet. "Tell me everything," Ben said. So Luke did. He spoke for hours. The Death Star, Alderaan's destruction, Han Solo, Princess Leia, his sister, Yoda's last breath, the throne room, the lightning, the mask removed. Ben listened. His blue eyes filled and emptied 100 times. When Luke finished, the suns were setting. Red light bled across the sand. "So," Ben said softly, "we have a gift the galaxy has never had. Time." Luke nodded. "But what do we do with it, Master?" Ben stood. He walked to the window. His robe brushed the floor. "Two paths, young one. Two terrible paths." He turned. "Path 1. We strike now. We warn the Senate. We expose Palpatine. We stop the Death Star before it's built. Millions live. Alderaan stands. Your aunt and uncle grow old." Luke's heart jumped. "And Path 2? Ben's voice cracked. "We let it happen. All of it. The pain, the deaths, the fire. Because only at the very end, on the second Death Star, does Anakin Skywalker come back. Only there does your father throw the Emperor down. If we change the road, he may never be saved." Silence. Luke stared at his small hands. Millions of lives, or one father. His mother's last wish echoed in his memory. There is still good in him. He looked up. "Master, there has to be a third way." Ben's old eyes narrowed. "What are you thinking, Luke?" The boy smiled, cold, sharp. A Grandmaster's smile on a child's face. "We save both." 6 years passed under the twin suns. By day, Luke was a farm boy. He fixed evaporators, he hauled water. He smiled when his uncle barked orders. By night, he was something else. He slipped into the wastes. He met Ben in a hidden cave. There, under the stars, the training began. Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. Luke remembered them all. His small body relearned what his old mind already knew. Every swing, every step, every breath. But Luke pushed further. He taught Ben. He showed his master the moves of Form 7, the wild, dangerous Juyo, the form Mace Windu had used. Form Anakin had twisted into Vapad. Ben watched, stunned, as a 14-year-old boy danced like a Jedi Master from another age. "Where did you learn this?" Ben whispered. "From him," Luke said quietly. "From my father, in the last second, before the mask came off." The years rolled on. Luke grew taller, stronger. His blue eyes hardened. He built his first new lightsaber at age 15, green crystal, pulled from a Jedi temple he had dreamed of in another life. But the dark side watched. It whispered to him every night, "Strike Palpatine now. You know where he sleeps. End him in his bed. Tell Leia, she is your sister. She suffers for nothing. Save Alderaan. Why let billions die when one blaster shot can stop it?" Luke's hands shook, knowing the future was a weapon. But it was also a chain. One night, he sat by the fire. Sweat ran down his face. "Master," he whispered, "I almost did it tonight. I almost flew to Coruscant alone." Ben's old eyes were grim. "Then it is time, Luke. The plan begins now. Tomorrow, we leave Tatooine." The twin suns burned low over Mos Eisley. Luke Skywalker, just 16, pulled his hood tighter and stepped off the speeder. He wasn't supposed to be here. Uncle Owen had warned him 100 times. But something inside him, something older than his years, kept pulling him toward this dusty spaceport. He didn't know why. He just knew he had to find a ship and a pilot. The cantina doors hissed open, smoke, music. A dozen alien eyes turned toward him, then looked away. Luke moved fast. He'd heard the name whispered at the moisture station last week. Han Solo. Best smuggler in the Outer Rim. He found him in the corner booth, boots up, drink in hand. Chewbacca growled low beside him. "You Solo?" Luke asked. Han smirked. "Depends who's asking, kid." Luke slid into the seat. His voice was steady. Too steady for a farm boy. "I need a ship. I need a pilot. And I need someone who doesn't ask questions." Han laughed. "Sounds expensive. I can pay." "With what?" Luke pulled out a small cloth bundle. Inside, a lightsaber crystal. Pure kyber, glowing soft blue. Han's smirk vanished. Chewbacca leaned forward, eyes wide. "Where?" Han said slowly. "Did a farm boy get that?" "My father left it," Luke said. "And there's more where this came from. A whole cache, buried on Tatooine. Jedi relics. Untouched since the Purge." Han stared at him, hard. "Kid, you have no idea what you just dragged me into." Luke smiled. "Neither do you." Outside the cantina, a pair of stormtroopers turned their helmets toward the door. They had been watching. The twin suns of Tatooine burned hot over the Jundland wastes. Luke Skywalker was just 19. He worked the moisture farm, he dreamed of the stars. He had no idea the galaxy was about to change forever. High above the desert planet, a small rebel ship streaked through the sky. Smoke trailed from its engines. Imperial fighters had hit it hard near Scarif. Inside, a wounded pilot clutched a small data disk. The plans were stolen. The Death Star's weakness was hidden inside. The ship crashed in the dunes. Hard. Fire and smoke rose into the pale morning sky. Luke saw the smoke from his speeder. He raced toward the wreck. His heart pounded. He found the pilot bleeding in the sand. The man's eyes were wide with fear. "Take it," the pilot whispered. He pressed the disc into Luke's hand. "Get this to the rebellion. Trust no one." Then he was gone. Luke stared at the disc. He didn't know it yet. Pause, but he was holding the key to destroying the Empire. Years ahead of schedule. Far across the galaxy, in the dark throne room of Coruscant, Emperor Palpatine froze. His yellow eyes snapped open. Something had shifted in the Force. Something young. Something powerful. Something hidden. He rose slowly from his throne, his twisted fingers curled tight. "Tatooine," he hissed. "It always comes back to Tatooine." Last lines. The Emperor turned to the shadows. "Summon Lord Vader. We have a child to find before he finds us." The twin suns of Tatooine bled red across the dunes. Pause, long shadows spread over the Lars homestead. Pause, the desert wind was quiet. Pause, too quiet. Luke Skywalker stood by the moisture evaporators. The data disk was hidden inside his tunic. Pause, his heart pounded hard against it. Pause, he had not slept. Pause, he had not eaten. Pause, he had only watched the sky. Because deep down, pause, he knew. Pause, someone was coming. Inside the homestead, pause, Uncle Owen wiped grease from his hands. Pause, Aunt Beru stirred a pot of blue milk stew. Pause, they did not know about the dying pilot. Pause, they did not know about the disc. Pause, Luke had said nothing. But Owen saw the look on the boy's face. Pause, he had seen that look before. Pause, years ago. Pause, on another Skywalker. "Luke," pause, Owen said softly. "What did you do?" Before Luke could answer, pause, the sky split open with a high, pause, cold scream. A shuttle, pause, Imperial, pause, black as deep space. Pause, its wings folded down like a hunting bird closing in on prey. Sand blasted across the homestead as it landed just beyond the front gate. Owen grabbed his old blaster rifle. Pause, Beru pulled Luke back toward the kitchen. Pause, stay inside, pause, she whispered. Pause, whatever happens, pause, stay inside. But Luke did not move. Pause, he could not. Because something was rising from that shuttle. Pause, something tall. Pause, something terrible. Pause, a black armored figure stepped onto the sand. Pause, his cape moved slowly in the desert wind. Pause, his breathing was loud. Pause, mechanical. Pause, cold. Darth Vader had come to Tatooine. Pause. Two squads of stormtroopers spread out behind him. Pause. Their white armor glowed orange in the dying suns. Pause, Vader did not look at them. Pause, he looked only at the small farmhouse. Pause, his helmet tilted slightly. Pause, he felt something. Pause, something familiar. Pause, something that should not exist. Inside the homestead, pause, Luke felt it too. Pause, a pressure in his chest. Pause, a buzzing in his ears. The Force was screaming at him. Pause, but he did not understand the words. Owen stepped outside. Pause, rifle raised. Pause, his voice shook. Pause, but it was strong. Pause, this is private land. Pause, Imperial. Pause, you got no business here. Vader stopped walking. Pause, his head tilted toward Owen. For a long moment, pause, he said nothing. Then he spoke. Pause deep. Pause slow. Pause like stones dragged across metal. You are Owen Lars. Owen's hands tightened on the rifle. Pause, what if I am? You are harboring a boy, pause, Vader said. Pause, a boy who found something, pause, that does not belong to him, inside the kitchen. Pause, Luke felt his blood go cold. Pause, how could he know? Pause, how could anyone know? Aunt Beru pressed her hand over Luke's mouth. Tears filled her eyes. She had always feared this day. Pause, since the night Obi-Wan had brought a baby to her door. Since the night Anakin Skywalker had died. Luke pulled away from her gently. He drew the small blaster pistol Owen kept hidden in the cupboard. He checked the charge. His hands were shaking, but his eyes were not. "Stay here," he whispered. "Please." He slipped out the back door. Out front, Owen Lars was running out of time. "Pause, there ain't no boy here. Pause, Imperial, pause. Just me and my wife. Now turn that shuttle around and..." Vader raised one black-gloved hand. Owen's rifle flew from his grip. Pause, his feet lifted off the sand. Pause, his hands clawed at his own throat. "Do not lie to me." Pause, Vader said softly. "Pause, I can feel him. Pause, he is here. Pause, he is. Pause, strong." The Sith Lord's helmet tilted again. Confusion flickered behind the dark mask. Pause, because the Force signature was familiar. Pause, too familiar. Too pause, it felt like. Pause, like a ghost. Pause, like a memory he could not name. Owen choked. Pause. Pause, his face turned purple. Pause, behind the homestead. Pause. Luke crept along the sandstone wall. Pause, his blaster was tight in his grip. Pause, he could hear Owen choking. He could hear Beru crying inside. And then he saw him. Pause. Vader. Pause, the black mask. Pause, the red lightsaber hilt clipped to his belt. Pause, the slow pause, heavy breathing. Luke's whole body went still. Something deep inside him whispered. Pause, not words. Pause, a feeling. Pause, a pull. Pause, as if he had known this man before. Pause, as if his blood remembered. But Luke pushed it away. Pause, whoever this monster was. Pause, he was killing Uncle Owen. Pause, he was going to kill Aunt Beru. He was going to take the disc. Pause, and he was going to win. Luke raised the blaster. Pause, he aimed at the back of Vader's helmet. Pause, his finger touched the trigger. One shot. One clean shot. Pause, and the Empire's deadliest weapon would fall. Pause, one shot. Pause, and the galaxy would never see Darth Vader rise again. Pause, one shot. Pause, and the future would split into 1,000 new paths. Pause, but his hand would not move. Pause, something was holding him back. Pause, not fear. Pause, not weakness. Pause, something deeper. Pause, something in his blood. Pause, something in the Force itself. A whisper drifted through the wind. Pause, an old voice. Pause, kind. Pause, warm. Pause, a voice Luke had never heard. Pause, but somehow knew. Luke, pause, do not. The boy's breath caught in his throat. Pause, his eyes filled with tears he did not understand. Pause, his finger trembled on the trigger. Out in the yard, pause, Vader suddenly froze. Pause, his helmet snapped to the side. Pause, he had felt it. Pause, a spike in the Force. Pause, bright. Pause, pure. Pause, untrained. Pause, and right behind him, he dropped Owen. The farmer fell to the sand. Pause, gasping. Vader turned slowly. Pause, his red lightsaber ignited with a deep, pause, terrible hum. Pause, the crimson blade lit up the dusk like blood. And there, pause, standing alone against the sandstone wall, pause, was a boy. Pause, a small, pause, shaking, pause, sunburned farm boy with a blaster in his hand. Vader stared. For one long, pause, impossible moment, pause, the Sith Lord did not move. Pause, did not breathe. Pause, did not speak, because he was looking into the face of a ghost. Pause, the face of Padme Amidala. Pause, the eyes of Anakin Skywalker. Pause, the eyes he saw every night in his dreams, his own eyes. Pause, you pause, Vader whispered. Pause, his voice cracked. Pause, just for a heartbeat. Pause, who are you, pause, boy? Luke's hand shook. Pause, the blaster wavered. Pause, but he did not lower it. Stay back, pause, Luke said. Pause, his voice was small. Pause, but it did not break. Pause, stay away from my family. Vader took a slow step forward. The red blade hummed at his side. Pause, your family? Another step. Boy. Pause, do you know who I am? Luke's finger tightened on the trigger, and in that moment, pause, something snapped inside the young Skywalker. Pause all his anger. Pause all his fear. Pause all his loneliness on this dust ball of a planet. Pause, it rose up like a wave. Pause, the Force exploded out of him without warning. Sand lifted off the ground. Pause, stormtroopers stumbled. Pause. Vader's cape whipped backward as if struck by a storm. Luke screamed and pulled the trigger. Pause, the blaster bolt streaked through the air. Pause, red. Pause, hot. Pause, true. Vader's lightsaber moved in a blur. Pause, he deflected the bolt. Pause, it sliced past his helmet by a finger's width. Pause so close he heard it sing. But the Sith Lord did not strike back. Pause he did not raise his blade. Pause he did not crush the boy with the Force. He just, Pause stared. Because Darth Vader had finally understood what he was feeling. Pause, what had pulled him across the galaxy. Pause, what had whispered in his sleep for 19 long years, a son. Pause, he had a son. Owen Lars saw the look on Vader's mask. He did not need to see a face to know. He pushed himself up from the sand. His voice was a broken croak. "Luke, pause, run!" Luke ran. He sprinted for his speeder. He fired wild shots over his shoulder. Stormtroopers opened fire. Bolts screamed past his head. The speeder roared to life. He gunned it into the open desert. Vader did not chase him. He stood frozen in the bloody light of the twin suns. His red blade slowly lowered. His mechanical breathing was the only sound. Behind him, the stormtrooper captain stepped forward. "My lord, should we pursue?" For a long moment, Vader said nothing. Then his fist closed. "Burn the homestead," he said. "Leave no witnesses. The boy is mine." The captain saluted. Owen Lars looked up from the sand. Aunt Beru screamed from the doorway. Blaster bolts lit up the dusk, and as Luke's speeder vanished into the dunes, black column of smoke rose behind him. His home, his family, his old life, all burning. He did not look back. He could not, because somewhere deep inside, in a place he did not yet understand, he could still feel that black mask watching him, reaching for him, calling him, father to son, across the sand, across the Force. Luke gripped the speeder controls and screamed into the wind. The Death Star plans burned hot against his chest. Behind him, his childhood died in flames. Ahead of him, only the deep desert, and a wizard in a cave who had been waiting 19 long years for this exact moment. The twin suns of Tatooine burned hot over the Jundland wastes. Luke Skywalker was just 19. He worked the moisture farm. He dreamed of the stars. He had no idea the galaxy was about to change forever. High above the desert planet, a small rebel ship streaked through the sky. Smoke trailed from its engines. Imperial